Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we are continuing on the trend of holiday 2018. I am going to be talking about reviewing, discussing, and unboxing the newest Sephora favorite set that just launched on Sephora's website this past week. And this is the Sephora Favorites SuperStar Everyday Must-Have. This does retail for $75 and it claims to have $172 value. So if you are not familiar with my channel, I just thought I'd let you know I am genuinely obsessed with Sephora holiday sets. I review them every single year. I talk about them, I compare them. I let you know if I think that they are worth the money, or if they're products that I've tried, I kind of let you know my opinions and thoughts on those products. And then I kind of let you know if it's a good value, whether you should grab it or skip it. And then what I'm also going to do is, because I do keep all of the boxes from previous Sephora sets for comparison for the next year. So I'm going to pull out some of the older sets and then we can kind of compare and we can kind of see if these products are like repeats or if they are new, fresh items. So yeah, you guys, if that sounds interesting, if you are interested in seeing all of the different things that do come in this set and my thoughts and opinions on it, then you are definitely in the right place. If you are new to my channel, if you've never seen one of my videos, I want to let you know that I take holiday makeup and holiday buying very seriously. So I love reviewing things for you. I love letting you know my thoughts and opinions on them and whether or not I think that you should pick them up. So if you're interested in all of the holiday releases, then I am your girl. You want to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the unboxing of this guy. Before we start talking about this, I just want to let you know that I have been testing out the Urban Decay Elements eyeshadow palette, the holiday release from Urban Decay, and I have been using this for probably about the last 4 days. I want to test out because I did not want to do any first impressions on holiday makeup this year, except for stuff like this. I feel like this is acceptable. So I'm going to test this out. I have a couple more shades in here to test out, and then hopefully a review on this will be up later in the week, just to kind of keep you updated. So that's not what you're here for. So what you're here for is this guy. Okay, so like I mentioned, this does retail for $75. It does have $172 value. It does come with 11 products in total, 3 of which are full size. So the full size on Sephora favorite sets are always labeled on the box, so you can always get an idea of whether or not that you think that this kit will be worth it. If you don't really have, I always kind of say a rule of thumb is if you don't have any interest in the full size products, you definitely kind of lose a little bit of value on these particular sets because you get your best bang for your buck with the actual full size items. So let me go ahead and give you a close-up of the box so you guys can get a good idea and understanding of what's in here before we unbox it and open it together. So on the front, you basically just have a kind of pretty much a picture of everything that comes in here in the box, and like I already mentioned, they let you know what's full size and what's not. And on the back, it kind of just gives you the products that are in the box. It gives you the description of each product, the ingredients, and the actual size. And then on the back it says Superstars. Explore different beauty trends with these 11 bestsellers, including a full-size brow pencil, eyeliner, and liquid glitter shadows. And again, this is the Sephora Favorites SuperStar Everyday Must-Have. So I have not opened this yet, so we're going to go ahead and open it together. Okay, so it basically is taped down at the bottom, and then the actual sleeve itself slides off. So, and then this is what the actual packaging of itself once the sleeve has been slid off. All right, so here we go. It basically says love Sephora, hashtag Sephora Favorites. And these are all of the products and what they look like and how they're laid out. They're pretty much laid out exactly like the majority of Sephora Favorite sets are. So the first thing that is catching my eye that I'm super excited to try out, I love the Hangover primer. I've always wanted to try the primerizer, and it comes with a full-size Stila Glitter and Glow, which I already own that particular color. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and pull out is something that I will say does come in every Sephora favorite set. And it's to the point now that I'm kind of like, okay, let's get a different highlighter. Let's do something else, you guys, because Becca highlighters come in almost every single Sephora set. Now this one is actually Champagne Pop, and it used to be Opal, so I guess I'll give them a little bit of credit for putting something other than Champagne Pop or other than Opal in the collections. but I think that even the last few of these that have been released, Champagne Pop has been what's coming in. I always like to compare them to full-size products so you guys can kind of get an idea. This is something that I would probably consider a 250 point perk at Sephora. This is the full size of my Champagne Pop. I'm not going to open it because it is shattered. And if you just want to get a little bit of a size comparison, there you go. In the full size Champagne Pop, you get 0.28 ounces of product. And in this guy, you get 0.085 ounces of product. And I will go ahead and swatch mine since I already own it. And that is what Champagne Pop looks like. Becca highlighters are absolutely beautiful and they are absolutely stunning. If you don't own any, I definitely think that they are definitely some highlighters that are worth checking out. But I feel like if you've purchased a Sephora favorite set in the last 6 to 8 months, you probably already have Champagne Pop, or you probably already own it in the full size. So that's not necessarily a selling point for me because, again, Champagne Pop, Opal, pretty much a Becca highlighter is almost guaranteed to be in the majority of Sephora favorite sets. So the next thing that I'm super excited about that I wanted to get my hands on is something by Charlotte Tilbury. This is actually one of the things that kind of made me want to get this particular product. This is the Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. The full size of this retails for, I believe, $100 and up, if I'm not mistaken. And I've heard a lot of great things about this, but it's super pricey. Charlotte Tilbury is now sold at Sephora, which is absolutely amazing because I thoroughly enjoy Charlotte Tilbury as a brand, but I would always have to buy everything off of Beautylish. I'm really quickly going to tell you what the Magic Cream is, so that way if you had interest in it or you can know a little bit more about the actual product itself. So I did go ahead and pull it up on Sephora's website. It's a highly moisturizing cream that is anti-aging, hydrating, and youth-boosting ingredients that lift and transform the look of tired skin. This moisturizer fights the aging process on all fronts, supporting natural collagen production and cell energy while fighting free radicals to reduce the appearance of wrinkles. It restores hydration and elasticity, smoothing the surface and promoting healthy skin renewal. And it's highly rated. Like I mentioned, it's very highly rated. And I feel like this is probably, if you don't go insane with using this every night, you can probably get a month's worth of use out of this. So I mean, I feel like this is a decent size for a product that is $100 full price. I definitely think that they did give you a decent size on this, so I am super excited to test this out. Now, another product that they included in here is something else that they tend to include in a lot of Sephora favorite sets. This, and I'm kind of feeling like this is a little bit smaller than what they typically include. So hold please. This is the set from 2016, and as you can see, I've pretty much used everything in here except for the translucent setting powder. Oh look, and Becca Opal, because I have it in the full size. So let's go ahead and pull the translucent setting powder out of this guy. So this is the translucent setting powder that you got from Holiday 2016. This is the setting powder that you were getting this year. So they definitely have made the product itself a little bit smaller. Again, this is also something that I would consider to be a 100-point perk. So I'm a little sad that they kind of skimped out a little bit on the size. And just to take it one step further, because I definitely have seen a lot of people talk about how Sephora favorite sets recently, they have been skimping. The quality is not as good and the sizes are not as big. So let's test that out again. This is one of the holiday sets from 2017. This was the Prime Set and Go, and it came with a Laura Mercier translucent setting powder in here as well, which I did not use because, again, I owned the full size. So let's take a look, shall we? And this one came with a puff as well. So this is one that came in the Sephora holiday set from last year. This is the one that comes in the set from this year. So let's compare that again. So this one is even bigger. So yeah, they definitely have made some of their sample sizes a lot smaller. I no longer have the full size of this, so I cannot compare it, but the full size came with 1 full gram of product. I don't know how much testing you're gonna get out of this to determine whether or not you would actually like this. Now, just again, for a little bit more of a size comparison, it's one of the Makeup Forever Stardust highlights, and this is the powder. So you probably would, if you're lucky, if you set this with your entire face, you might get a week's worth of use out of here, depending on whether or not you set your entire face. Now, I was excited about this. This is actually the new Laura Mercier powder, the Glow one, and I was so excited about this set because I really, really wanted to test it out. Now, if it had been the size of one of the previous sets, I would have been super ecstatic because this is definitely a month or two, maybe even more worth of product. I need to pull these out because I haven't used Laura Mercier in a while. And so I'm not even really going to get a genuine feel of how much I like the new Glow powder with something this small. So far, the only thing that I'm kind of like yay about is the Magic Cream, but we still have a lot more products to go through. We still have 8 products left. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the Smashbox Primerizer. Now this is something else that I have been pretty excited to test out and try. And it has been on my wish list for a very long time. With the winter coming up, I thought that this was a great thing to go ahead and pick up. Well, not pick up because it came in the set, but because this came into the set, that was another reason why I was super excited and super intrigued to test it out, because it has been on my wish list for a very long time. Smashbox Primerizer comes with 0.50 fluid ounces of product, and I just looked it up on Sephora right now. They actually sell this for $15. And I guess $15 seems kind of like a lot for something this small, but the fact that you can buy this for $15 kind of makes me a little bit more excited that this was included, because I did not realize that until I just checked right now this second. Smashbox is a brand that is known for their primers. I love their primer oil. Their pore filling primer is really nice. They have their original cult classic primer. They have primers to reduce redness. Now this is supposed to be a primer and a moisturizer in one. So if you have more dry skin, this is probably going to be your dream come true, because it's going to give you that little bit of extra hydration. Now would I skip out on my moisturizer and go straight in with this? Probably not, but I'm one of those people who are very primer heavy. Like I'll go in with like a primer oil or a hydrating primer, then a pore filling primer, and then I'll spray with like the Smashbox primer water or the Too Faced Hangover RX. So let's go ahead and give this a quick little test. So it comes out pretty liquidy. It feels, okay, so it feels a lot like a moisturizer. I feel like it feels a little bit more like a moisturizer than, say, a primer. It absorbs into the skin pretty quickly, like it doesn't leave any type of film or residue, which is really, really nice. Also supposed to plump and moisturize, of course, the skin and make it look a little bit more hydrated before going in with your foundation. Now, so just for reference, this entire set from 2017 was all primers and setting powders. So let's see if we can get an idea, because I think that this is a decent size. I wish it were maybe a little bit bigger, but again, this is probably a 250 point perk at Sephora. I'm kind of referencing them to points because I feel like a lot of people know the sizes of points, and it might be a little hard to transition or kind of see what it looks like on camera. So that's kind of why I'm using point reference. These are some of the primers, the sample sizes that came in last year's holiday set, and this is one of the sample sizes that comes in this year. So I feel like this is pretty compatible with what you've gotten in previous years. So the next thing, which I think is a pretty fair size to test out, because I do think that you can actually purchase this particular size off of Sephora's website for, I believe it's either 12 or 15 bucks. You can get the 1 ounce product of this off of Sephora's website for $15. So this is the travel size. So for that, I do think that this is a generous amount. I do think that this is a good size to test out. And I'm not mad at this, especially since you can go into Sephora and buy this for $15. So the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer Spray. It is a 3-in-1 product, so basically it primes, it refreshes, and it sets your makeup. It is coconut infused. It is a silicone and alcohol free. I mostly use it as all 3 in my routine whenever I use it. I never use it as a primer on its own. I use this very similarly to my favorite primer water, which is the Smashbox primer water. I use this to kind of hydrate the skin lightly, wake it up, refresh it, and then I'll go in with more of like my pore filling primer. And throughout the day, I'll apply a little bit of this to kind of keep my makeup refreshed and set. I think that this is a great all-around product, and I am in love with a lot of different coconut type situations, like the Marc Jacobs coconut primer and the coconut bronzer and the coconuts. I'm just all the way here for coconut, you guys. So this is a really good primer. I love this spray, and it's something that, this is the type of spray that I would carry in my bag for like my purse, so I can refresh my makeup throughout the day. And I do have the full size of this, which I bought recently. So let's go ahead, just so you guys can get a size comparison. This is the full size of the product, which I opened my drawer. I didn't even think I had a full size. I was looking through my empties bag thinking I had finished it up, which, oops. So this is the full size. This is the one that comes in the kit. Again, I do still think that this is a fair amount. I'm not mad at this guy right here. I just like to show you guys full sizes wherever I can so you can really get an understanding of the actual prices or the actual items themselves. The first full-size product that we are coming into contact with is the Stila Kitten Karma Glitter and Glow. That bad boy does retail for $24, and I do own that in the full size already. Let me grab it. Perfect. I do own it already, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch the one that I own, so that way I'm not wasting that one because maybe I can give it away. This is Kitten Karma swatched here. On the Sephora website, it is described as having champagne, silver, and copper reflex. And I do think that Kitten Karma is probably one of their more popular sellers, so I do think that it is cool that they went ahead and put this guy in the set itself. So that way, if you were always curious about testing out the particular product, then there you go. It's in here. The Stila Glitter and Glows are absolutely beautiful. They're an easy way to wear glitter. They're an easy way to spice up any makeup look. And I'm happy that they included that in the set. I do wish that they had maybe included a color that I didn't have. Based off of the full size, because I am going to consider this a full size, like kind of, because you can purchase this directly from Sephora, whereas the other minis you cannot. So based off of those products so far, we are at a $39 value. So the next thing that comes in this set is an Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this one is in the shade medium brown. I typically wear soft brown, but I can make medium brown work if I use a little bit of a lighter hand. And Anastasia Brow Wizzes are something that is a little bit more common in Sephora favorite sets. I have definitely seen them popped up before, but I'm actually not too upset that they included a brow wiz in this particular set because, again, everybody's got to do their brows. If you wear makeup, you probably do your brows, and you can always benefit from a brow wiz if it's in a color that's right for you. If you're a soft brown, you can probably make it work, and of course you're a medium brown, you're super excited already because it's already your shade, and it does retail for 20 bucks. So right now our full size products have a $59 value, and keep in mind that this kit was $75. So we are now on to our, I'm gonna try to talk a little faster, guys, because I think that this is longer than it already needs to be. The next full size products that you get in here is one of the Urban Decay Glide On 24/7 eyeliners, and it is in the shade Perversion. Perversion is just a very black. It is one of the blackest blacks that I've ever come into contact personally. Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencils are absolutely amazing. They are creamy, they are smooth, and they last a pretty decent time in the waterline. And again, this was the final full-size product that comes in the actual set. This guy retails for 21 bucks. Let's go ahead and swatch it out so you guys can see. Super creamy, like I mentioned, super creamy, super blendable, super easy to apply to the waterline, and very black. So when you add the cost of this to the other full-size products, we are already at 80 bucks. So again, if you are interested in the full-size products and that is where you know want to test those items out, then the kit is definitely worth it. If you don't care about the full-size products, probably not. But we are already at $80 in value, and we do still have 3 minis left. The next mini that comes inside this kit is the Dior Show Mascara. This is the Lash Dash from 2017, and as you can see, the Dior Show Mascara is included in there. So this is definitely a repeat item, something that you have probably seen in previous Sephora favorite sets, but Sephora favorite sets like the Lash Dashes are an awesome way to test out your favorite mascara. And this is pretty true to size when it comes to samples from Sephora as far as their mascaras are concerned. And again, I've tested out the Dior Show mascara because I buy a ton of Sephora favorite sets, and this is definitely a good mascara. Now, the next thing that comes in the set, and I honestly think that this is going to be another one of those products or another one of those brands that are going to start showing up in Sephora favorite sets a lot, and that is Fenty Beauty. So this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer Base, and you get 0.13 ounces of product. Again, you might get maybe a week and a half worth of use out of this, and this is going to be a primer that is going to be a little bit more of a mattifying primer. Now, what I like about this particular primer is because I do own it in the full size, and I definitely have tested it out. What I like about it is it does help combat oils, especially in like targeted areas. So for somebody who might be a little bit more dry, but in like maybe the summer months around your T-zones, you tend to get a little bit more oily, this is the perfect primer for you because it does not dry out your skin. Now, this is a primer that I use as, again, a target primer. I personally would not apply this all over my face because my entire face does not get dry. But in like certain areas, this is a really nice primer. It is also said to be a little bit on the pore filling side, which I personally don't notice when I use this. I will apply a pore filling primer and then I will put a little bit of this over top of it just to kind of make sure that what little oils I do get are going to be at bay. But then I also have that added protection of covering my pores. So if you are after a mattifying primer, I definitely think that this is a good one, especially if you are after a mattifying primer that is not going to suck the actual life out of your skin like so many mattifying primers will. This one, it almost is oddly hydrating. I know that sounds so strange, but if you've tried this primer and you kind of know what I'm trying to say, but maybe I'm not saying it right, leave it down in the comments below. I guess what I'm trying to basically just get at is it does not strip your skin of the natural oils. It just kind of keeps them where they need it to be. This is a pretty small sample size. Again, this is another 100-point perk. And I'm not gonna lie, you can probably just go into Sephora and request one of the samples and get enough use out of there to determine whether or not you like it. So I don't know that this product being in here and the size of it is enough to make me say that this is a great way to test out this particular product, because I love referencing things. This is the full size. I didn't realize that I owned that many of the products in here, but I own a good majority of them. This is the full size product here. This is the actual mini. So again, if you are using this every single day and if you are using it all over your face, you probably will get a week's worth of use. For me, I'm the type of person who takes forever to determine whether or not I truly like something. So a week's worth of use is probably not going to be enough for me. Now, if you are more of a multiple concoction, I might wear 3 different primers and put them in different places on your face, and you could probably get a little bit more use out of this. So something like this, I would kind of only put like in my cheek area, so maybe you could get a little bit more use. But if you are the type of person who puts one primer on their entire face, this is not going to get you very far. The final product that you get in here, which is again something else that is pretty common in Sephora favorite sets that you will typically see, is products by Kat Von D. And this is the shade Underage Red, and it is her Studded Kiss, lipsticks, I'm sorry. And again, this is a pretty common shade. I've definitely seen this in Sephora favorite sets before. It is a beautiful red. That's it right here. Kat Von D recently changed her formulation in her lipsticks, so I don't know if it's that recent, but I know she did, and they are a little bit more comfortable to wear than they used to be. And she does have a pretty decent formulation of lipsticks. I know that Kat Von D by some is being boycotted. I don't know, that is not my business. But if you have always been interested in Kat Von D and trying her out, this is a pretty popular color. For a lipstick mini, again, this is a pretty common size that you'll see, especially in a lot of the Sephora lip sets. You'll see this size a lot. So I don't think that they really skimped on the actual packaging for this guy when you compare it to some of their other lip favorite sets. For reference, I have a Kat Von D studded lipstick right here. So just for size comparisons, a full size versus a mini, and you can see that's not bad. This is definitely enough product to determine whether or not you're actually gonna like this item. So I went ahead and put everything back in the box. Yes, because I'm that person. So a determining factor on whether or not you will or will not like this particular set: if you own the majority of these products in full size, or even sample sizes, or even previous Sephora favorite sets in the past and you're still trying to work your way through it, this might not be worth the money for you. Again, if you were interested in the 3 full size products and then the kind of like mini travel size that you can buy from Sephora for $15, which is the Hangover RX, if you're interested in all 4 of those products, then the value of that is already $80, which is $5 more than what the cost of the product is. So right there, this is already worth it for you, because then you get a bunch of more samples to test out. I always think that Sephora favorite sets, if you are interested in the products that are inside, are always worth it. I definitely think that they are a great way to test out product. I am a little bit disappointed in the size of the Laura Mercier setting powder. I really am tired of seeing Becca highlighters. The Fenty Beauty was pretty much a little bit on the smaller size, and the Laura Mercier was a little bit on the smaller size. I think everything else in the kit was pretty true to Sephora favorite sets. So you really just have to think about it for a second, how much of these products you have in your collection, how many of these products that you were interested in trying, and then determine from there whether or not you want to purchase it. I think it's good, but I don't think it's the best one that they've ever come out with. So I'll kind of leave it there for you guys. I always just kind of like to give you my opinions, let you know everything you get, and then of course you can kind of make the decision for yourself. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that this kit is worth it or not. $75 is definitely a hefty price tag. In my opinion, one of the better sets to always get if you are a lip lover is the Give Me More lip sets, the big ones. Those are always fantastic, and you typically get more full-size products in there than you do in any of the other sets. Just a little tip for the future, you know, your future holiday purchasing. So yeah, you guys, I really hope that you found this helpful. I really hope that you did enjoy this video. Oh, and I purchased the Too Faced Ginger Spice palette as well, so a review at some point will be coming on that for you too. So again, if you love holiday videos, if you love reviews, if you love Sephora favorite sets, and just holiday makeup in general, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, you guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye!